You're about to see somebody ruin their entire business with a split-second decision that they obviously didn't have time to think through. But everything's gone now. The employees, their business, their Instagram profile, their whatnot, everything, it's gone from one bad decision. I'm going to play the video and I'm going to meet you on the other side and tell you some life implications because there are a lot. We got a major situation in the UK. Somebody pulls a one-on-one.
Whoa! Oh my God! Oh my God, we're giving away Max Dowman's one-on-one for free. We are about to give away Max Dowman's one-on-one for free.
And then he starts talking about how he wants it for his family.
Change my family's life and keep it, or do I change someone else's life? Can't give that away, surely.
People start hitting me up like crazy overnight. So I reach out to the guy. And then the dude deletes his Instagram in 5 minutes. I think he's gone from whatnot, but I feel bad for whoever pulled this. Everyone, watch out for this card. All right, so, this is messed up. Like, it was a freebie giveaway. His card comes out. It's worth $20,000, $50,000, I don't know, $10,000. I'm not a big soccer guy. Regardless, it's a 5-figure card, and that's life-changing money for most people. And he pulled it, and he probably, at that moment, was very surprised, very excited he pulled it. And then he thought to himself, well, this happened in his head. It's a 3-second decision. And he's like, hey, wait a second, I can't give this away. What about my family? And, I'm not going to lie. If I wasn't semi-retired and I needed that money and that card came out and it was in a freebie giveaway, I might have thought the same thing too. And some words might have come out of my mouth, but I would definitely take the night or something like that and do a follow-up video saying like, all right, guys, like I was caught up in the moment. I was about to give away $50,000. It's the right thing to do. We're still going to make it happen. But man, I'm so sorry because I don't think anyone can be faulted for like in the moment saying like, oh, hey, I'm going to keep this like $50,000 thing. It was a freebie like WTF. But it was the right thing to do. So it's interesting. This made me think about life a little bit. Sorry to sound old manish on you, but I don't know, just last year, it's an interesting story. I'm like a double black diamond snowboarder. And I was at a mountain in New Hampshire that I had never done before. And it was a cloudy day. And it was like 2 days after Christmas. So it was pretty wonky. And I was tired. Probably did a leg day the day before or something. And I got on a lift I wasn't familiar with. And, I didn't have time to strap in because I had other people on the lift. And when I got to the top, it was one of the iciest drop-offs I'd ever seen. And I was about 10 feet from it. I had no time to strap in the other foot. So I hit that thing, and in the span of 15 seconds, I broke my leg in 2 places. And I was ready to go down the mountain like an idiot, but I took the ride of shame down, and I got the MRI. Thankfully, because of my autoimmune disease, I have some wild medical equipment here. So I have an Exogen bone ultrasound. I have a focal shockwave machine in the closet, and I have a SAM. I have like 3 or 4 different ultrasounds and laser setups. And, I was doing squats at like 5 weeks, but damn, I thought to myself, that split-second decision with like going down a lift cost me a month or 2 of inconvenience. And life is full of situations like that. I'm going to get dark for a second. This is kind of a sad story. It's not a friend. It's more of a friend of a friend. And I think about this all the time because, I'm 45 now and I've got kids and I've, like lived a life or half a life, whatever, however you want to measure it. And, this friend of a friend was just like at a party. I won't say where, but, on the ocean, there's cliffs there. And, just drank too much. Didn't like do anything crazy. Didn't jump off the cliffs, nothing like that. Just went swimming and everybody was drinking and was never found again. And to this day, I think about that. And it's like, what would his life have been like? You make these split-second decisions like, I'm going to go swimming drunk, or I'm going to go down a mountain I'm not experienced with and on a really bad icy day in bad conditions and go down, like falling off a lift. I mean, I haven't done that in like 8 years, and life can come at you like that where, you've got to think fast sometimes, but you should also think again. Like think fast and then think again. That's the way I've tried to approach things because we do have a caveman brain. That's like a lion's coming at us and we need to react because we're all monkeys or whatever, descendants of monkeys. And That's cool, but the problem is, like, a split-second decision can cost you, years of pain. I worked with a guy. I worked at Walmart when I was an undergrad. And I was working with a guy, the manager of electronics at the time. Great dude. Split-second decision. He got somebody pregnant when he was 16. He's like, yeah, party got carried away, and he had a kid, and whatever. Like, he's still got a good life and everything, but it's more like, wow, life is full of outsized, asymmetrical consequences sometimes. And you should think about that just in your daily life, just walking out the door, the decisions you make, and the the repercussions, or like the shock waves it sends through the world when you make these decisions. It's a very interesting philosophical road to go down. But bringing it back to cards, think about it for a second. If you're doing a deal with somebody, and let's say the fair comp is 100, and that guy's about to give you $200. You see Rick from Pawn Stars, who does this all the time. By the way, Rick from Pawn Stars is coming on this channel soon. So let me know if you have any questions for him in the comments. But regardless, like, he's really good at this. He's like, hey, I'd love to take 200 for that, but it's only worth 100. So in a split second, as a dealer, you could be like, yep, sounds great. But that one move, that guy could tell 100 people, or he goes home and he looks it up and never does business with you again. That's an asymmetrical decision you made in a negative way. There are asymmetrical decisions you can make in positive ways too. I don't want to make this video dark. Just buying somebody a cup of coffee. Somebody from the military walks into Chipotle, buy him his burrito. Stuff like that is asymmetrical the other way, in a positive direction. And I think the world needs more of that and less of the negative asymmetrical stuff. And when I look around the card world, it's funny. I feel like the majority is the negative asymmetrical stuff. Like, people want the quick buck, or the quick better deal, or the power move, or something like that. They don't think about long-term relationships and word of mouth and reputation. And that's fascinating to me. And I by no means am perfect. I've screwed up card deals. One guy, I kind of wish I could take this back. We had a deal done for a binder of 86 Fleer autos, and I got really excited about it. It's like good luck. Sometimes I just post things. I'm like, look what I found. And the deal hadn't actually been executed yet. We agreed on a deal, but we hadn't exchanged the cash. They weren't in my possession yet. And he got kind of pissed off about that. And at the time, I'm like, come on, buddy. Like, what? But I get it. Like, I guess maybe that could box somebody out, like a second or third bidder. But we had already done the deal and shook on it virtual handshake. And I kind of regret that, because that one decision kind of soured a relationship with a guy that I probably could have done business with, down the road. So we've all made these mistakes. And I encourage all of you to think about your lives, not just cards, but like your family and your life, and not just snowboarding, but other decisions you make. And think about how a few seconds can change years. Like, seconds can really change years. It's scary. So think about that. Not just injuries, but and also think about the positive stuff you can do. $5 for a cup of coffee, or thank you, or holding the door for somebody. I don't want to get the pom-poms out. I don't want to get too crazy here, but that could reverberate across the decades in a positive way. So just think about that. And I don't know. It's I need to chew on that. If anybody's got some books on this philosophical thing I'm chewing on, let me know. I'd love to read a couple. Thanks, everyone.